will comprise Champ Car's Canadian Triple Crown. A special welcome to our viewers across Canada on Global, joining us today and for the next two events in Toronto and Edmonton. Hello and welcome. My name is Jean-Michel, and alongside is Canada's own James Hinchcliffe, fresh off a podium finish in this morning's Champ Car Atlantic race and relishing, James, what is a spectacular racetrack.
This is a fantastic circuit here, the Mont-Tremblant track, through the forest, through the hills. Lots of history here, an exciting opportunity for these drivers.
But drama already. That is Tristan Gomondi. The Frenchman had qualified on the pole, but it looks like his car will not start. They're on the main straightaway, getting ready for a standing start. But for Gomondi, it appears to have all gone wrong already.
Disaster for the PKV Racing team. This is their first pole of the season. Again, Tristan's first pole. Did a fantastic job all weekend long, and they cannot get this car started. Now, if he can get the car running before the field comes around, he'll be able to take his grid spot. But it doesn't look like they're going to get it going in time for the start of the race, Jeremy.
Oh, what a disaster. The Frenchman just did a fabulous job. 27 years of age he is, from Paris, France, and spectacular. It's been all weekend long. Qualified on the pole on Friday. Yesterday it was wet in the final session, but his time from Friday therefore stood up for the pole, and he was so much looking forward to it. The other drama this weekend, of course, is Paul Tracy. He was magnificent 1 week ago in Cleveland. He came from the back and won the race, and he qualified initially in 11th place, but then in a warm-up this morning, it all went wrong. They made a change to that car overnight, coming into turn 10, a very quick corner. PT just ran out of the road, destroyed the left-hand side of the car, and he will be starting from the back in a backup car this afternoon. Paul Tracy has a lot of work ahead of him. The lights are going to come on. This is a tremendously exciting new addition to the car position. Come on, look off, and we will be racing. I think we're hailing as well. Everything is played in temperature.
An absolute hauling, and actually Sebastian just started here, but he definitely before lights. I think we saw Strang, but at that he hauled, and of course his teammates, so passionate, all-star disaster team Australia.
Just incredible team cars. It's the first time 3 standing cars for the challenge in Portland. Really picture perfect it was. Equally last time in Cleveland. Now 3 guys as 2 specialists in the piece of Portland. And so West race, they just come down. There is Will Power. He is stalled on the grid, and here again. Look at that, the yellow flags are away. Boy, that was close.
He was so lucky to not get collected. You could see how close they were at the end.
Just missed him.
They are coming from the back of that grid. They will have had enough time to accelerate to quite a quick speed, nearly 120 miles an hour.
On board the Grand Rahal.
A fantastic racetrack there for a temporary circuit. It's one of the fastest and most furious that we get to race on in the Champ Car World Series. So we are going green this time by Sebastian Bourdais. Will lead them back to the restart. He, of course, is always a master of restarts, but Robert Dornbos, his closest competitor in the championships, right behind him, and he's going to want to try and get by.
Look at this view here. You can see that dark band of cloud there across the middle of the picture, but no rain at the moment, but there are the rain tires are on the pit wall for Newman-Haas Flanagan Racing. Certainly not expecting anybody to pit right now, but before the end of the race, well, who knows? As you can see there, we've had 2 full course cautions, and now we're ready to go back to green. And Bourdais, there is Bourdais rejoining.
It is Bourdais. He's somehow spun off. He spun off under caution because it is now raining quite bad, and Paul Tracy on fire. It looks like the engine maybe has let go. That's, of course, speculation at this point. There's no way to tell, but definitely smoke coming out of the back of that car. Disaster, just from bad to worse for the local, at least Canadian native Paul Tracy.
We saw Bourdais going up into that corner. We didn't see him off. Was I just looking the wrong way? We didn't see him run off the road, did we?
No, we absolutely did. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't think he was trying to pit, and we've not gone to green. It's gone back to yellow, but Sebastian's now moved quite far down the order. No one knows what happened there. I think it's just, it has started raining quite badly now on the front straight and through that last corner, so perhaps Sebastian was absolutely just caught out. The safety car has retaken the field, so now we're just trying to sort everything out and figure out if Sebastian gets those places back or if he loses them because he spun. It's almost impossible to tell what's going on.
I think it seems to be raining out there a little bit as well, so all sorts of
Michael Cannon running the show for Robert Dornbos. Has this one been wild enough for you yet? Plenty wild, and I think it's about to get wilder. I mean, driving these things in the wet on slicks is it's like going on a greased dance floor. It's terrible.
Will Power has gone off the road. Oh no, the challenge. He was challenging for the lead. There was Will Power. Graham Rahal is still in the lead of the race, and it's Will Power that has made the mistake.
It looks like that was the exit of turn 5. We're going to see a replay now as he comes through here, gets up on that curb, and just loops it around to the inside. Oh, so easy to do, especially in these changing conditions.
Looks like he just got on the power a little bit too soon coming off the corner, doesn't it?
Well, look at the rate on the camera lens, and now as Will Power is wheel to wheel with Robert Dornbos, he slipped in between Justin Wilson and Robert Dornbos. No, sorry, that is Alex Tagliani now, who he is tracking down as we look back from the Walmart R Sports car. Look at the drama. Oh, man, this is good stuff. He managed to get by Justin Wilson there, and the rain is coming down. Sebastian Bourdais in the mix. Oh, got to be very careful at this stage as, I guess that's Dornbos gets by Justin Wilson now.
Sensational racing.
Bourdais running wide. He's going to try and high-low him on the outside, and he's going to look to the inside of Will Power. 2 spots in less than 1 corner. Justin Wilson slots in behind Bourdais. They're all running a little bit wide here. Who can be... Oh, this is awesome stuff.
Justin Wilson, absolutely sensational. Look at the Bourdais, he gets it so sideways, and look at the rain coming down.
Justin wiping his visors, they head down to the chicane, look for action here. This cannot be clean. Oh, all the guys playing very well, but look at how close they are. Justin Wilson, of course, native of England. It rains quite often there in the junior formulas, Germany, so I think he's had a few laps as Will Power looks inside of Bourdais.
I think Justin might have raced in the rain just once or twice in his career previously, but look at this battle there behind. Justin slithering around for tremendous car control, and Bourdais is struggling. You know, he's in the lead of the championship. He doesn't want to throw it away, does he?
No, he doesn't, and Will Power does get him by, does get by him. It's Pagenaud, sorry, as we see Alex Figge off in the dirt. It looks like that might have been in turn 4, so he'll join. Now Dornbos is looking at the back of Sebastian Bourdais. It's like Michael Kinnan alluded to earlier. Slick tires, wet racetrack, and a champ car is like dancing on a greased dance floor.
Yeah, it is. 33 minutes to go in this race. Ideally, the teams would like to call their drivers into the pits with about 28 or 29 minutes to go in the race. We see, I think that's Will Power off the road back there. Was that Pagenaud or was that Power?
I think Pagenaud's ahead of this group. I think that was Power. There's Pagenaud at the front of the screen. There's Dornbos followed by Sebastian Bourdais, Neil Johnny, Alex Tagliani, and I guess Oriol Servia down there. So just all sorts of jockeying for position going on.
Brilliant move that was by Justin Wilson. Absolutely fantastic.
For here in Tremblant, the first of 3 races in Champ Car's Canadian Triple Crown. And right now we have 4 cars out of the race, but Justin Wilson locking up the brakes into 14, running a bit wide, but we're not actually green yet, so Pagenaud can't pass. The flag is waving now. We're back to racing here in Tremblant.
Boy, that was a narrow escape there. Justin Wilson leads across the line. Look at Alex Tagliani and Robert Dornbos there trying to make a move on Neil Johnny. Can he go around the outside? No chance, surely. No, it's Pagenaud slots into 2nd, Neil Johnny in 3rd, then Robert Dornbos, then Sebastian Bourdais. We saw Bourdais dominating the early stages of the race until he made a mistake under similar conditions a little while ago. And look at these different lines through there. And Robert Dornbos is trying to take advantage.
Just can't do it. Wow. Sebastian Bourdais around the outside of turn 5 might get a good run on these two, but these two are having a battle of their own, and Sebastian did get a run, but inadvertently, Robert Dornbos was in a way blocking because he was trying to make a pass on Neil Johnny, but Robert Dornbos is no stranger to blocking, as we know, as Will Power now hounding down the back of the McDonald's car. And
Justin Wilson trying to make his escape at the front. He was masterful in those conditions before we had this latest full course caution. Can he keep it on the road now? No, he can't.
He cannot. All by himself. Yep. Justin Wilson seems to have outbroke himself, and now Will Power goes by, so that knocks him down to looks like 6th position. And now he doesn't have the benefit of having clean air, but that puts Simon Pagenaud in the lead of this race.
Last year's Atlantic champion, Simon Pagenaud, he's been quick in all the races this year. Just a couple of 5th place finishes to show for it so far. And now he's in the lead of the race. This is the first time that Simon Pagenaud has led a Champ Car race. Last year, he won the championship, only won a couple of races. It was Graham Rahal had the better record in terms of finishing positions and overall stats, but it was Pagenaud that came away with that $2 million prize, worked himself up to get a place, stayed with Team Australia and the Walker Racing organisation, moved up into the Champ Cars, and Pagenaud is now looking very, very good. He's no stranger to these conditions either.
Well, I can tell you from experience, he is incredibly quick in these raining conditions, and he actually had the fastest lap that time by of all of the leaders. So Simon Pagenaud, from stalling on the grid, is now leading this race with but 23 minutes left to go.
Fantastic stuff. Look at the battle there between Neil Jarny and Robert Dornbusch. So it's all European drivers at the front, isn't it? The Frenchman Pagenaud, the Swiss driver Neil Jarny, the Dutchman Robert Dornbusch, then the Frenchman Sébastien Bourdais, then the Aussie Will Power, and then Justin Wilson from England, Alex Tagliani, the best of the homegrown drivers, in 7th place. Well, 7th place at the moment.
And it's also two Red Bull drivers battling for 2nd and 3rd, because even though Dornbosch's car is not a Red Bull livery, he is a Red Bull personally sponsored driver, as of course is Neil Jarny in the Red Bull car. So a little bit of inter-sponsor rivalry, if you will, perhaps going on there.
Very much so. And there is Simon Pagenaud, Cameron Steele in the Walker Racing pit, Team Australia. It is really tricky out there at the moment.
These are some of the trickiest conditions that you'll ever see, especially because it's not consistent. It rains, it stops raining, it starts to dry, it starts raining again.
All in different parts of the racetrack.
All in different parts of the racetrack. So this has been a serious test of all these drivers' abilities, their focus, and their ability to read the racetrack. That is just so important in these conditions. And Simon Pagenaud, as you can see the spray there, he's in the best seat in the house because he's got no one in front of him. These two other drivers, Robert Dornbusch and Sébastien Bourdais, having to battle through the spray of one another. So Simon Pagenaud still sitting in a very good situation.
I think it was Dornbusch that just threw off a tear-off as it came up the hill into turn 12. Gets some power, and it's really tricky to get the power down there. Really no grip at all under this very tricky braking location there up into the hairpin. Look, oh, he's running. I was going to say he's running the rim. He's actually run too wide as Pagenaud. He's made a mistake. He's lost the lead. Not only has he lost the lead, he's lost 2nd place as well. So it's going to be Robert Dornbusch who leads, and there's 15 minutes to go in the champ car at Mont-Tremblant. More drama then. A mistake for our race leader, Simon Pagenaud. We had 2 rookies out at the front. Pagenaud has made a mistake. There is the Frenchman. He rejoins in 3rd place, but it's another rookie, Robert Dornbusch, who takes over the lead for the 2nd time this afternoon. There is the average finishing positions for each of the top drivers in the championship this year coming into this race. Robert Dornbusch a better average finishing position than everybody else. And Paul Tracy, you think, how is Tracy up there? Well, he's only started 3 races coming into this weekend. He was 3rd in the season opener. He won the race in Cleveland. That's why he has a better average finishing position than our championship leader, Sébastien Bourdais. Bourdais has had 2 DNFs and 3 wins, and the average finishing position there, you'll see a whole place lower than Robert Dornbusch, and right now it's Robert Dornbusch who leads again.
And you can see there from that last camera shot, there was part of the racetrack that was starting to be different colors, starting to dry. It's Alex Tagliani trying to make a move on Neil Jarny. So this racetrack is drying. The sun is out, despite the fact there's still this kind of spray coming up into the driver's view as they head through 6. Justin Wilson, the number 9 CDW car, his teammate Alex Tagliani, the Quebecois, the Canadian, the hometown hero running right in front of him, would so desperately like to get a top 5 finish here, but he's hounding down Neil Jarny, the rookie, and it could potentially happen with just 3 minutes left in this race.
Yeah, just a couple of laps to go now. I think last time around it was Robert Dornbusch, the quickest man on the track, a 1:33.5. That compares to the pole time, which is 1:16, so almost 20 seconds slower in these very treacherous conditions on board here with Graham Rahal in 8th place. Dornbusch was the quickest man last time, 1:33.5. Bourdais, by comparison, 1:34.995. So 1.5 seconds Dornbusch was quicker than Bourdais. There is the gap now between 1st and 2nd. They're in 3rd place. Matching the pace of Sébastien Bourdais is Will Power. 2nd of the Team Australia cars is Simon Pagenaud. There is Simon, car number 15, the Aussie Vineyards car, in 4th ahead of Neil Jarny and Alex Tagliani, then Justin Wilson.
As you can see, Graham Rahal struggling to get the power down in this 750 horsepower turbocharged Cosworth motor. There's just not a lot of grip out there on board with Graham, and also visibility is just so tough over these massive curves in the turn 2 chicane. Down this hill, the back end will get very light. You got to be careful on the power, and Graham's just doing a very good job right now keeping this car pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, he's going to be so disappointed. He was looking so good when he came in for that pit stop. on lap 44. It was 16 laps ago when Rahal came onto the pit lane. He was out in the lead of the race, had a handy lead over everybody else. He was therefore the first guy to change onto wet weather tyres, but then the engine stalled. He lost a massive amount on the pit lane before he was able to resume, and now he's down to 8th place. And I was talking to him about less than an hour before the start of the race. He said, you know, I've had so much bad luck this season. Is today going to be the day that it turns around? Well, apparently not for Graham, but he certainly made his mark again. Done a very good job, the young rookie.
He certainly has, as has his Atlantic sparring partner from last year, Simon Pagenaud, who will also be disappointed to have taken himself out of contention for the win there with that mistake. But Robert Doornbos, the rookie, the Dutchman, Team Minardi USA, he has been on the podium in 4 out of 5 races so far, and he leads this race with 1 minute to go as Alex Tagliani drives off the road at the top of the hill.
The Quebec wide from he was born just about 90 minutes away from here. He loses at least 1 position, probably 2, yes, to Wilson, his teammate, and Graham Rahal. There, though, is Robert Doornbos, who's the signal for 1 lap to go. Look at the Dutchman, he's still clambering over the curves. You can see how the track is drying out. He was a semi-professional tennis player before he turned to motor racing. He loves this racetrack. They came here for a test about 1 month ago. Robert Doornbos was quickest on the first day of that test. He's just done a remarkable job this season, and this afternoon in treacherous conditions, has he actually made a mistake? I don't think he has. He's driving absolutely beautifully. And look at the lead he's pulled out over Sebastian Bourdais.
He is still pushing, but I guarantee you this feels like the longest lap of his life. This, Jeremy, has been the race that nobody wanted to win. Your pole sitter doesn't even make it off the grid. The guy who then is starting first stalls. Justin Wilson goes off. Sebastian Bourdais, Simon Pagenaud. But this man, Robert Doornbos, says, you know what? If no one else wants it, I will take it.
Yes, indeed. And Sebastian Bourdais has set the fastest lap of the race. That is worth a bonus championship point. You get 31 points for a win. You get 27 for second. So a 4-point gap between first and second. But you do get that bonus point for the fastest lap of the race. By my unofficial reckoning, these two will end this day equal championship point leaders. And look at Robert Doornbos. He's got just now 2 corners to go. He comes up into this very, very tricky turn 14. He slithers around. He gets the power down. The Dutchman, absolutely superb. Look at that. It is time for champagne. Robert Doornbos, in his 6th Champ Car start, comes away with his first victory. A remarkable day. It's the birthday of the team co-owner Keith Wiggins. Paul Stoddart is here. United Team USA celebrating a sensational victory.
This is just fantastic stuff. Robert Doornbos, the rookie, the winner, as he pumps his fists in the air. He has got to be just so excited. Happy birthday, Wiggy. What better present for your team owner than your debut victory? This is just fantastic. The team's first victory since last year. Nelson Philippe won in Surfers Paradise, Australia, and they just must be over the moon to open up their winning count at this point of the season.
He's a very likable young man, is Robert Doornbos. 25 years of age, lives most of the time in Monte Carlo, at least when he's in Europe, that is it. But he is a Dutchman, and he doesn't have nearly as much experience as many of these other guys. As I said before, he only started, he even thought about racing in 1998. Let's go down to Bill Stevens in the Minardi pit.
There's jubilation down here in the Team Minardi pit. Paul started, the team owner. Tell us about your thoughts right now.
Well, I tell you what, this is all the reasons I came to Champ Car for, because this is absolutely fantastic. And what a drive by Robert. You know, we had a little mess in the pit stop. He dropped from 1st to 3rd. We then had the rain come down. What a race and what a drive.
What about the performance of the crew overall, being able to strategize in the rain and the dry, tires, fuel strategies?
It's all about driver, engineer and pit crew. And for 5 podiums out of 6 races, it ain't too bad.
Nice job.
Yeah, the Australian born Paul Stoddart there. He made his fortune in the aviation industry, and he then raced for many, many years in Formula One. He took over the Minardi team, but they were perennial backmarkers in Formula One. They still had a pretty impressive budget, but they were never off the back of the grid. He comes here to Champ Car because he knows he has a chance to win races. That's exactly what he has done. So there is Robert Doornbos, and just 1 week from now we're going to go to Toronto for the Steelback Grand Prix. Paul Tracy's had a disappointing day here. Can he come back there? Check your local listings for the broadcast times. We will be there in Toronto. Robert Doornbos is with Cameron Seal, is with the race winner.
Well, he's done it, and he's off with the crew. It's a dog pile, so to speak. I'm gonna have to step over the car myself. And Robert bringing the goods home. A happy birthday present to Keith Wiggins, one of the team owners.
I was singing him a song on the lap in. I was happy birthday to you, Creed. And great race. I mean, these are the ones you want to win in all conditions. We've been so quick during the weekend, and on the dry, I had some hot moments when it started to rain. But I was easy to pull away, and also in the wet. And I mean, it's just a great team effort. I'm so happy. We worked very hard for this, and to get our first victory is very special.
Impressive performance for you, but a three-time champion never likes to finish second. I know you're not
It's got nothing to do with finishing second. You know, I think if I was to finish second fair and square, that's fine. But the way Robert drove today, to me, is completely not like him. I think he's much better than that. He knows exactly what he's done, and you know, that's fine. It's fine. It's just.
Specifically, what was it that Robert did?
I mean, it's all right. You know, it's just. He knows exactly what he's done. I don't need to comment about it. It's just a shame, you know. It's we're not supposed to drive like that in Champ Car. We're not allowed to block. So, period. You know, it's just he changed lanes about 3 times when I was picking a side. You know, that's the way it is.
Well, that's how it affects the championship standings. Robert Doornbos with that win, going level on points with Sébastien Bourdais at the top of the standings. Will Power in third place, Justin Wilson of Great Britain in fourth, 32 points behind.